My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Do you have a sense that the earth is alive? I don't mean just like it's alive. Of course it's alive. But have you ever actually spoken to the consciousness of the earth? As though it was a conscious being with this giant body that we're just hanging out on. And sometimes totally not interacting with. I would say growing up for me, I was really connected to trees, mostly trees and then plants, and of course animals. But I didn't really connect to the whole body of the earth as like a whole until later on during my awakening to consciousness and my exploration of it. I know some people that have always had that. They've always felt truly connected to the earth. I love the earth. I used to garden with my mom every summer, and I loved the earth, but I never really acknowledged the earth as a conscious being. It's funny because I would even the carrots I'd pull out of the garden. I would acknowledge those, like, thank you so much for feeding me. And I would acknowledge the trees. But what I was missing was the oneness of the earth. And when I start to tap into that being, I sense this different type of magic. And that's what I want to play with you today. I want to curiously explore earth magic. And because this is all about your curious universe, I would like to ask you some questions to get you to maybe a greater sense of your connection, your communication with the earth and earth magic. So why do I keep saying earth magic, like as if it's something other than the earth? It's not. It's what the earth is. It has a space of magic, a capacity of things actualizing as if by magic. And it can open up our own magic. It can expand magic. It has so many dynamic capacities. And I don't even want to really get too much into definition because that can like lock us up, right? So for you, when you're with the earth, what do you notice regarding you and earth magic? Now, you might notice that when you walk in particular places, you might sense like your vibration heighten. You might sense something kind of stirring in your body. You might sense kind of like different hums, like, oh, there's like a really low kind of hum here. You might notice different parts, like areas on the earth where everything gets really quiet, like you can't even hear the animals, or places where it's the opposite, where it's so loud that you're just like, oh my God, I just walked into like a party. So what does your engagement with earth magic show up like for you? And have you ever noticed that, or have you ever kind of got curious about that and the difference that you might be with the earth that other people might not even have the capacity for? So often, and I've really especially been noticing this recently, is how much we think everyone is like us. These kind of things that we've decided are just normal, that everyone does, or everyone thinks, or everyone has that, or everyone, is curious about this. And it's really not true. We're so different. We're so unique, even in the way that we perceive the earth, the way that we engage and communicate with the earth. So how do you communicate with the earth? That might be different. And you might have never acknowledged. I know some people, when there's an earthquake coming, they feel it in their body. That's their communication. Their body and the earth communicate in this way, that there's some kind of, sometimes it's intensity or pain, or insomnia. Some people have like skin stuff that shows up when there's something going on with the earth. That can be communication. For others, it might be like, I can get really tired and almost as if my body's like sick. It has a cold, but I don't have any cold symptoms. And sometimes I'll ask, oh, is this my body communicating with the earth? When it's true for me, whatever's true makes you light. So I'll get a sense of lightness. And then usually the tiredness will lift, which is so nice. And then I know that, okay, so I might be contributing to something with the earth might be shifting something. And so that sense of tiredness is that communication piece. You might notice, like if the earth is asking for rain, or it's asking for sun, and how does it communicate that to you? If you're a weather mage, which I know I am, we have a gift to give to the earth, where we can call in the rain. We can call forward the sun. We can change the winds. Ever sense those? Have you ever had those times where, like in your own life, you were just like getting this like charged feeling, like everything needs to change, like you're making these demands for yourself, and at the same time, funny enough, there's like crazy winds going on, or a rainstorm coming, or there's thunder and lightning. So which one came first? Well, what if the weather is actually responding to you? Mm-hmm. What if you actually have that kind of magic, and you might not want to know that, or you might think I'm kind of crazy, and I'm okay with that. You could think I'm crazy, but I know it to be true. I have asked, there's been dynamic rainstorms, and I forgot my umbrella, and I asked the rain to stop, and I pulled to my kids' school, and it completely stopped. I walked out, I got my kids, I got back into my car, and the storm started again. That's the communion, because I have this communion and this communication. So it's not about me deciding anything. It's about me being willing to request. And because I have this communion, this gifting and receiving with the weather, it's willing to, when it can, honor my request, and I honor its request. So now let's have that with the earth. So if the earth is asking, it has a request of you, a request of your body, do you honor it? What is your communion like? Is it all about take? Is it about gifting and receiving? Are you in contribution, or are you in give and take? Are you in communion? Are you acknowledging the oneness that you are with the earth, that you can be totally one with the earth, but also at the same time you are in your unique drop in the ocean of consciousness? And what does that communication show up like for you? So I would think that I could hear trees whispering, not in English, but kind of like giving me an energy of like curiosity, or an energy of like wisdom. As a kid, I would go and I would, to deal with all the struggles that were going on in my life, I'd run out and I would find a tree, and different trees kind of contributed different energies to me. And so depending on what was going on, I would go, oh, this tree, and I would be with that tree, and it would have the energetic sense like being embraced. And then I would close my eyes and I just sensed all this energetic communication going on. And if someone said to me, like, what are you talking about with the trees? I probably couldn't give you a clear sense of it. I'm able to translate it better now that I've been experimenting, but at the time I wasn't even worried about the cognitive stuff. I was just enjoying that communication. So everywhere where if you haven't been able to translate the communication, so then you bought it, you weren't really communicating. What if you let that lie go and start to put your attention on what is communication for you with the earth and with earth magic, with earth magic, with earth magic, with earth magic. The earth, yes, but I want to play with magic because like it's Earth Magic Month because that's what it is. And everything that you communicate with, everything that you engage with, it grows it, right? So if you would like to have a more magical earth, then engage with the magic of the earth. Huh? If you want to have anything like a more magical life and living for yourself, engage with the magic of yourself. And then bring those together and play with your magic with other things magic, like the magic of the earth. So here we are now, exploring your communication with the earth, your communion with the earth, your magic with the earth and the earth's magic. So now let's ask that question again and see if something different is showing up. So how do you, the infinite being, and we'll put the body over here for a second. So how do you, the infinite being, communicate with earth magic? So hopefully you just got some awarenesses that could show up, like a picture of you as a kid, like feeling like you could fly, like running through the trees with your arms out, or swimming in the water, feeling like weightless and free. It could be just a lightness, a vibrational shift. It could be so many different things. Just allow that to come. And every time you ask it, you might actually get more. So what is your communication with earth, your being's communication with earth magic like? What is your body's communication with earth magic like? And almost like those together, when you are truly embodied, the being embodied, closing my eyes a lot for this one. What is that communication like? Oof. Now, for some of you, it might right now be like a lot of pain or intensity. Okay. That just because it's that way now doesn't mean it has to remain that way. So if you find that your communication with the earth is like you have a lot of body aches, you could ask to acknowledge. So what is the earth communicating? Is it asking for your energy? Is it trying to contribute something to your body and you're refusing it? Is it asking to receive something from you or your body and you're refusing it? Okay, when we resist and react to something, we often make it a lot more difficult in our lives, down to the point where it can even be painful. So when you embrace and acknowledge, wow, I have a capacity to heal the earth. I have a capacity to unlock earth magic. What? And also the earth can open up my magic. The earth can heal my body. What? That pain and intensity can actually change, and the communication can become something different. But some people literally won't listen unless it's the intensity of pain. If you're willing to catch the whisper, no one has to yell, right? If you catch the whisper, you catch the communication as a whisper of an awareness, then nothing has to yell at you. Like, for example, I am doing a 7-day Earth Magic event in my free Facebook group. You're totally invited, and I'll put a link in this podcast episode. And the only reason I'm choosing that is because I got this whisper to do it. The earth asked me, hey, could you do a Earth Magic event? And I was like, oh, I could do that. And then I just kind of looked at what would be a fun way to bring that together. And then all the elements started to fall into place. Now, what would have happened if I hadn't listened to that whisper? I don't even know if I want to know, but I'm guessing it would not have been pleasant. My personal target is to answer every whisper for consciousness before it has to yell at me. So what if you were willing to listen to the earth before it had to yell at you? And then would your communication shift? And you could even ask the earth, can you communicate with me in a way that's really pleasurable? That's really fun. It's really interesting. That's really different. And see what starts to show up. Now, you might already have really fun and interesting and beautiful ways to communicate with the earth. And here you could just acknowledge that, like, wow, I always hear when my plants need water. I'd never water them on like a schedule. I just know when they require it. Or when I'm in the grocery store, the vegetables communicate to me which one to choose based on the nutrition, the vitamin, the mineral content, even if it doesn't look like, even if it's not what it looks like, it's about what is like there in a molecular way. You might have these really cool and different ways of communicating with earth and the earth magic that you've never acknowledged before. And what if you took a minute to just explore that and acknowledge it so that it can grow, that it can actually become more, and it can enrich your life? Yeah. Because the earth is rich with magic. It's so rich and abundant with magic. Every droplet of water, every tree, blade of grass. Wow. And imagine living with the earth in that acknowledgement. You know, you might be busy and you're rushing off to get to work, or you're late for an appointment or a meeting, and you walk by a little section of grass or a little tree the side of the road, and imagine acknowledging the magic of its presence. Imagine hearing the call of the trees to come be with them, just be with them a little bit. And you actually took that action. Imagine flowing earth energy to the earth whenever it required it. And imagine receiving from the earth always. Imagine having such communion with the earth, such beautiful communion, that you could never have a sense of loneliness again or hopelessness. The earth is hopeful. The earth has a sense of the future. And if we're willing to receive and gift and hear those whispers, we can be even a bigger part of actualizing a greater future, a sustainable future here on this magical planet. And it is probably a lot easier than you think. So, what earth magic do you have access to that you haven't engaged with yet, that you now can choose? Now, again, this might not be like totally a cognitive thing. You might not be translating this awareness into thoughts or words, and that's okay. The beginning is just to start asking these questions and tapping into what you know, because you're accessing your universe of possibility. Every time you receive a question, you ask a question, you explore a question. So what would the world be like? What would the earth be like if you were to engage with the earth magic even 4% more than you do now? 10% more, 20% more. What has shifted for the earth, even in this conversation that you and I are having? Are you willing to hear your plants whispering? Are you willing to know that there's animals that are going extinct and they're asking for you to contribute? And it could be money. Yeah, I know there's organizations that do that. It might just be energy. It might be your very being. It might be visiting different places on this planet. It might be acknowledging that you make a difference being here. It might be connecting with those animals and inviting them to rise. Hello, Earth, in all your magic. What would you like to tell us today? Hmm. What can you receive from the earth right now? What can you gift to the earth right now? And what communication with the earth have you been having that you haven't acknowledged? That's magic. I mean, acknowledgement is magic. It can change everything. That moment when you acknowledge something can change your whole universe. So what magic do you have with the earth that you've never acknowledged, that if you acknowledge it, would create a different reality for us all, a different reality with the earth for us all. Would you be willing to really explore for the next few days that communication piece with the earth magic? Start to notice how it shows up, when it shows up, and you can just ask if things seem different or something's going on. You could ask, is this communication from the earth? And just really engage. Allow your being to, and your body to truly engage with the earth without separation, conclusion, expectation, projection. Openness, gratitude, and honoring. There's so much more to explore here with Earth Magic. I do hope you join me in the AsifByMagic Facebook group for April for the 7-day event. It's going to be stuff like this and even more. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me on the podcast. I'll see you in the next episode and have fun chatting with the earth today. Bye for now. Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?